Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today I've got something a bit special because it's not going to be Migo, it's not going to be a Loot Crate, it's not going to be Playmobil, it's not going to be Super 7, it's going to be a line of toys from China. Yeah, that's very, very different. I mean, and it's a company called 52 Toys, and they distribute quite a few things. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the name already if you collect toys, but they decided to do a series of action figures and about Lovecraft characters, so the Call of Cthulhu and everything. And I just received those and they are absolutely stunning, so I thought, well, let's do an unboxing. It's so rare to do something a bit different. And so there's 6 figures in the waves. They're all in this box that I've just received, and we're going to open them and see them. It's a bit weird because we're not used to seeing Chinese toys like that, which are official Chinese toys. I mean, we're not talking about the bootleg. So here you go. It's called Legacy of Lovecraft. And as you can see, they decided on a model of figure which is slightly squat, and each of the figure comes on their own little blister, which is that type of blister, and on the back you do have a description of the character as well as the 6 figures from the line. Of course, it's all in Chinese, so I can't read Chinese, so but fortunately they do tell you who the character is. So we do have 6 figures which are Lovecraft himself, and then you do have the Investigator, and then you do have, we're going to look at them in detail. So the Investigator, then we do have Dagon the God, then you do have, of course, a deep one, because when you need a deep one to go with Dagon, and we do have then the King in Yellow, also known as Astor, and then you do have a slightly bigger one, because that's a bigger blister. We do have Cthulhu himself. So here you go. You can notice that they are all in black and white. They've decided to do the first wave is done completely in black and white. I certainly hope that those do well enough to warrant a second wave, mostly because I would love to see those in color. And they have shown in quite a few shows, they have shown actually what they look in color, and they look absolutely fantastic as well. So, but now we're going to look at them separately. So we're going back to Lovecraft himself. So as you can see, he's got this beautiful, I mean, those illustrations are absolutely fantastic. I do like the blister pack so much that I'm wondering if I'm not going to keep them not in blister, because I have to open those things, but at least I'm thinking of, for once, keeping the cards, because they're actually quite nice, and I do like those illustrations. So I'll try and be as gentle as I can, removing the packaging and the bubbles from the cards, so that the cards are not too damaged. So let's discover the first figure. So the first figure is, as I said, Lovecraft. So here's what the figure looks like. He looks actually fantastic. I do like, I mean, it's an acquired taste maybe, but I do like the fact that they are really squat, a bit deformed, with bigger head and short legs. But this is really, I mean, the sculpt on those is absolutely beautiful. I mean, they've done really a good job. Those are 5 points of articulation. So yeah, you've got the head, you've got the arms, and you've got the legs. So they are really the retro style action figures that are very popular at the moment. I absolutely adore this. This is fantastic. And of course, he comes with his own little Necronomicon, because you need to have the Necronomicon. And once again, I mean, the accessory, it could have been a very simple thing. It's all really very, very, very nicely designed. So so you go. That's the first one, Mr. Lovecraft himself. And since that they are working, then you do have, of course, you need an investigator, because all of Cthulhu's story have someone investigating some very, very weird and strange happenings. So we do have the investigator. I mean, I'm not showing you again the back, because it's really the same back, except the little figures showing figure and accessories here. So we're going to open it. And so the investigator, same thing, black and white, does have quite a few accessories. That's one thing actually that I'm nicely surprised with, and it appears like all of the figures come with their own accessories, so well, which is nice, mostly because nowadays so many companies are cutting corners, because they well, everything is on the budget. So they tend to remove accessories from action figures now, because they're always seen as extra cost. So it's nice to see accessories with, I think all of the figures have accessories which are linked to the character. So here you go, we can actually have a look at the investigator, and he looks really superb. What is great that I had noticed before, that he's got this little backpack, which I think is actually very, very cool. I just noticed it as I was showing it to you. So here you go, you've got the investigator. He's got the accessories are very cool. This is you do have a lantern. I mean, the lantern could have been just to block a lump of plastic, but no, they actually made a clear part in the middle, so that's very cool when you think about it. Problem, of course, is that with 5 points of articulation, the accessories don't always look the best in the end, but that's pretty cool. And he's got a second accessory which won't fit his hand, but which is fantastic. It's actually a Cthulhu idol, and that looks absolutely splendid. I mean, I'm actually amazed by the level of detail in those figures. So that's the second one. Then let's go for the deep one. Well, the deep one, you know, those people in Innsmouth, I mean, they're not, you don't quite know what they are. They look a bit fishy, and they actually are. So here is this deep one living in Innsmouth, because of course he's just having a cup of tea, probably a bit salty, but a cup of tea in his house, and he looks really cool. So I'm not quite sure what accessory he has. We're going to discover that together. But it looks like either a scepter or a magical artifact of some kind. So just so and I dropped it, of course, otherwise it wouldn't be funny. I got it. So here we go. Oh my god, it looks fantastic. I mean, as I was saying, the level of detail, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm actually amazed at how much detail you get in those figures. I mean, this is really fantastic. So once again, he's got his 5 points of articulation, even though his head has difficulty turning, but you can turn them, and of course you can actually bend his leg, and he's got his little coat. And what he has, I'm not quite sure, but it does look like a sort of, I don't know, I'm just trying to see it in the light. It's a sort of artifact, I'm not quite sure what, probably maybe some kind of weapon. Yeah, let's say it's a weapon, or it's some sort of talisman thing, because of course I as I said, I don't read Chinese, so if I could read the Chinese, I could probably say what it is, but I don't read Chinese, so I can't. But I mean, fantastic design, and I love the fact that even though those are black and white figures, they actually have so many different shades of gray in decoration. The deco is fantastic, very, very detailed. And of course we need, because we've got the deep one, we need Dagon, the god of the deep one. So Dagon, same thing, beautiful packaging, and it does have an accessory as well. And those are really, I was a bit, you know, when you order something and you say, you know, it's you see pictures online, and it's like, oh, it comes from China, it's a Chinese company, and that you don't really know that well, and you also have to order through China, because those are not outside of China for the moment. I mean, I'll get back to this after we're finished, but here you go. This is Dagon. He looks absolutely spectacular. Obviously he only has 4 points of articulation because he can't turn his head, but we don't really care because he looks absolutely stunning. There's something very much like, I mean, it does remind me a bit of Mignola's Hellboy. That's the type of design that I see. It's not, I mean, it has nothing to do with it, but there is this very similar approach to it, and it does come with this beautiful idol of course of Dagon. So he does have his own little idol, probably because he's a bit egocentric, I suppose. So here you go, Dagon with his idol. We still have 2 to go, but those are really, I'm really surprised at how good they are. Then we do have the king in yellow. So obviously he should be dressed in yellow, but because it's black and white, he's not. It looks very, very intricate. I absolutely love this. This looks very much, it does remind me a bit of Drouillet, the French artist from the 70s. That's really very, very cool. I love that artwork, and it looks like this figure is probably the most detailed sculpt of the lot. I don't expect it to be very articulated, but unboxing takes always a bit longer when you're trying not to shred a packaging. I mean, you're used to seeing me not being very careful with packaging, but this, I mean, those are really so cool. I'm not quite sure I will recycle them. So here we go. God, he looks amazing. Here we go. This is the king in yellow, or also known as an avatar of Hastur. You know that you should never say Hastur 3 times in a row, because saying Hastur 3 times in a row makes Hastur appear. No, it didn't work. That's good. So here you go. You do have the king in yellow, and he looks, he does have some articulation. I mean, his arms are articulated. Obviously the legs aren't, and the head isn't, but look at the decoration. The detail on this figure is just incredible. I mean, for a 3 3/4 inch figure, that is absolutely stunning. It's just incredible. And he comes with his own little idol, which is of course a representation of Hastur. So little idol as well, and that's very cool. And we do have just one left to go. I kept him for the end because of course I had to keep him last, and it is Cthulhu. So we do have this beautiful illustration of Cthulhu, and the blister, as I was saying earlier, blister is quite bigger. It's interesting because the blister is bigger, the figure is of course bigger, but all of those figures, all 6 figures, are on the same price. So this is actually not bad. And because I would have expecting this to be like a deluxe figure that would be like maybe $5 more or something like that. But no, all of them are the same price, which is surprisingly cool. So we do have this. I'm going to get him out now. I need to remove this. So the interesting thing, because now we can see much better, you do have Cthulhu, and you've got the little boat from the short story, The Call of Cthulhu, because there is this boat going towards this island and blah blah blah. Well, you know the story, probably. If you don't know it, you should check it. And here is Cthulhu. I mean, doesn't he look fantastic? He looks absolutely brilliant with this little loincloth, and basically he's got his little wings, and he looks absolutely incredible. So once again, he's got 4 points of articulation, because it's always difficult to get articulation on a squid-like character, I suppose. So, and the cool thing is that the accessory it comes with is the tiny little boat, which I think is absolutely cute. So here you go. That's the 6 figures from wave 1 of the Legacy of Cthulhu action figures by 52 Toys. At the moment, they're only available in China. Directly from the company and a few other companies. You will have to, if you want to order online from China, you can. There are some very, very good companies. You will have to shop around, because the prices of those go between, the cheapest I found was $24.99 a piece, but they go up to about $30 a piece. But that's in China at the moment. In Japan, they will be released this month or next month, and they are going to be released in the US. I think that a company called Big Bad Store is having them exclusively, because I'm not sure I've seen them anywhere else. They will be slightly more expensive because of course it's an import for the USA. But I think that, I mean, I'm very, very happy when you see that, for example, a reaction figure is about $18 to $20 on average, and that you can have this for $25. I mean, really, with all the accessories and everything, I think it's really well worth it. If you like Lovecraft and Cthulhu, it's a must, and I'm really looking forward to them doing a new wave, hopefully a wave in color. They had shown some variants of those in color, so we had seen the King in yellow and Lovecraft as well in color. So I'm pretty sure they will do that. But beautiful collection. So 52 toys in China. Nice surprise, very different. And I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.